18.5 minutes remaining. Gentleman from Alabama.
At this time, Madam Speaker, I'd like to recognize another Illinois Illinois Congressman, not another Congresswoman, but Mr. Dold for 2 minutes.
Gentleman from Illinois, recognized for 2 minutes.
I certainly want to thank the chairman for yielding, and I think it's important, and I'm delighted to be able to speak here on this bipartisan piece of legislation. Madam Speaker, as part of any jobs agenda, I believe that increased access to capital for small business is absolutely critical. That's why I'm a supporter of this Bipartisan Jobs Act. When we empower small businesses to grow and expand, we enable them to create jobs and get people back to work. As a member of the Financial Services Committee, I co-sponsored several of the bills that are in this package because they allow small businesses to increase capital formation, spur the growth of small businesses, and pave the way for our small businesses and entrepreneurs to create new jobs. 2/3 of all net new jobs, Madam Speaker, are created by small business. We have 29 million small businesses in our nation. If we can create an environment here in Washington, D.C. that enables half of those businesses to create a single job, think about where we'd be then. Finding new ways to spur the economy is not a Republican idea or a Democratic priority, but it certainly should be an American priority. As a small business owner, I know that we have to start putting people before politics and progress before partisanship, and remain focused on finding solutions for the barriers that stand in the way of entrepreneurs and job creators. I want to encourage my colleagues to support this bipartisan piece of legislation. Madam Speaker, pieces of this legislation, aspects of this bill, passed this House with over 400 votes. We hear a lot about the gridlock that's going on in Washington, D.C. When we can get legislation that passes this body with over 400 votes, that is wildly bipartisan. Things that I believe that the American public are asking for us to do. Come up with solutions to the problems that they face. To try to stem the 8.3% unemployment, which we know is much larger if we count the underemployed and those that have left the workforce. We certainly need the Senate to act. It's absolutely critical. I ask my colleagues to support this legislation, find common ground, and move our country forward.
Gentleman from Connecticut.
Continue to reserve the balance of my time.
Continues to reserve. The gentleman from Alabama.